kudus. The Kivo Gari 4-in-1 mix. Also proud sponsors of the show. But you know the one I like. After this fufu and pepper soup, I could score goals like they did dash points. Nah, that'd be hard. Kivo are proud sponsors of the show. And say Soakins made easy. Crispy Gari, crunchy granuts, creamy milk and sugar. All you need to do is just add water and you are good to go. No stress. Just, delicious taste. And we have a new sponsor on the show. Yeah. They say if you are looking for litigation-free land, contact Royal Kingdom Estate. We specialize in land acquisition, construction, design, property management, and more. With properties in prime areas like Accra and Ibri, with land starting at 90,000 cedis, we offer flexible payment plans. Affordable homes ranging from 2 bedrooms and premium furnished apartments for short rentals in East Airport. Visit us at Cantonments, opposite the Soul Clinic International School, or call 0557 555 909. That's 0557 555 909 or 0272 778 880, or you can send us an email at info@Royal Kingdom Estate. Royal Kingdom Estate, building communities, nurturing dreams. On the show today, big shout outs to our YouTube people. You guys always make the show really lively. Guys have been misbehaving in the comment section over there, doing their own thing. Anyway, today on the show, first thing on the agenda is that I have a basketball conversation. I'll be getting into that in a bit. Ghana is heading to the Elite 16 as far as the Basketball Africa League is concerned. If you didn't know, that is a big deal. I'm just telling you, just in case you didn't know. We'll talk about the Premier League as well, featuring heavy on the show today because we have our second road show of the season. And then, of course, Coach Nimli's own bosom brother, good friend, administrator, FA President Keto Kreku. He is celebrating his anniversary a few years ago. By this time, he was being elected into office. Let me bring my bell. Yeah, real quick. Rabbi.
No more.
Oh, shake. No more.
Charlie.
Yes, sir. Oh, Charlie.
No, no, me Fiona. Oh, no, no, me nye na fi.
Fefe.
Je no kokekeni. You can. Me no get. Ghana is what?
Has qualified for the Elite 16. Basketball Africa League.
Has it ever happened before?
No, it has not happened before.
This is the sort of news we want to hear when you talk about Mother Ghana. Jenoni keto kreku fio ye FA ne celebrate many year. How many? You what's about hey? Waka mene swani maswana maswa. Waka no ba lo ba. Ugbele ya cho manche yeli aba. Yo wa money sa jomo le. Money sa jomo yo wa ye shi ba mi. Jomo le. Money sa jomo shi ne ba nue ne ba na ke aw infe na hi. Yo wa keke mi. Yo wa na kagbomo Bible ke jomo le. Shi money ka kele we ne nu ni. Ne tuewa no ne fio no efu be yo anaka gbeme ojo ameye akutu emi ba je ame din na me awodin okay jomo wo anokwale yeshiba he wo no jino ni wo yo ye bi okay jomo wo gbele mo da han wo ni le ko no nyu ofen wo gbe ame. Basketball be come on, Jomo, Eshako Ekukura. Oh, Bako Jomo mean Jomo. Jomo Wujin. Jomo play me and play. Oh, Nakabahame. Many ya basketball now make Ghana here and Unya, you are okay. Belemo ame.
Belemo.
Many buy NBA. Many buy NBA. I mean, jama to basketball. No player say me come. Yes, buy me. Mo fam target. NBA jama try. You know buy NBA. Dabi oya NBA.
Nakai.
No try get FA.
Nakai.
No Benny Ghana no nye fi ne ke ba fi. Ni yo aye be fine. Eneme can it be piwo bi o yes buy me. Okay.
Amen, and amen. So I have two fine gentlemen here. Spintex Knights co-founder, Dr. Eric Opoku-Entry, and Spintex Knights head coach, Selom Thomas Amedeku. I hope I got that name right.
Right.
Yes, sir. Guys, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Always nice to have you here. Let me start off this conversation by saying that the Spintex Knights, for me, right, I follow the basketball scene pretty much. They came out of nowhere. Like, before I knew, like, Spintex Knights existed, like, them get branding already, like everything was, like, had come together before I even, like, got in-depth knowledge of Spintex Knights. So just for those of us who are, or those who are hearing about the Spintex Knights for the first time, how long have you been in existence, and how long has it taken to put all of this together?
Yeah, we've been in existence for 5 years, getting to 6 in December. And I'll say everything that we are seeing is the handiwork of God. We started as a very recreational team, playing from one area to the other, playing in community leagues. And then we decided that we had to aim for the ultimate. That is participating in the Basketball African League. And here we are today.
Now that's very ambitious, because we know that, like you're saying, quite a number of teams compete in the league over here. For a team that didn't exist, and for you to have just birthed like such ambitious ideas, what was your backbone? I mean, you obviously knew that going to the Basketball Africa League was going to be capital intensive. You were going to need like a lot more logistics and all that stuff. So what were you standing on to say that you could dream that far?
I believe that everybody has a purpose to fulfill on this earth. And for me, I believe basketball is part of what I had to do. So in the beginning, starting this from the get-go had been a lot of, I won't say up and downs. It has been fluid. It has been fluid till this point. And I believe that we will still be able to surmount the hurdle.
Talk to me a bit about what the journey itself has been like. You know, in Ghana it can be difficult running a team which is not, I mean, our league is not professional, it's like semi-professional. So where are you getting funding from to support these guys? What's the recruitment like? How did you even come across Coach Amedeku to say that, you know what, I want you to be the guy who brings all of this together for us?
So I think from the beginning to now, it has been self-founded.
Wow.
My church comes in to help. My mother helps. So getting Thomas on board was, I'll say, was a very easy task, because he also bought into the vision that this is where we wanted to get to. And by, I think, 2 weeks back, I look my wife in the face and I'm like, when he came to our place and we shared our vision with him, and he's now on the international stage. God has been very faithful to us.
Now that's nice. I want to talk about the Basketball Africa League Elite 16 now. Walk us through. Let me talk to Coach real quick about that. Talk to me about the qualification, going all the way to play in the qualifiers in Libya. How tough was that? First of all, traveling all the way there. I'm sure for a lot of these guys, this was not something that they had been doing a lot of. So just talk me through, you know, that whole process of going to the qualification, eventually sealing that slot to the Elite 16.
Wow. I think 2 years ago, one of the things we said was, if we wanted to play in the Basketball Africa League, we needed to participate in international tournaments. So we traveled 2 years ago to Ivory Coast.
I remember.
We played against the then champions, and we lost by 5 points. And so we came back and we said, if we've lost by just 5 points to the champions of Ivory Coast, it means that we are doing something good. So we came back, and then we won the Division 2, went up into the top division, and then pre-season we said we were going to go to Nigeria and go and test the waters in Nigeria. We went there and we're second.
Wow.
And then we came back and we knew that, okay, now we have built something. And so going up into Tripoli, at the back of our heads, we knew that the tough opposition was going to be ABC.
Yeah.
Because they've been there before, they've seen what it's like. So we went in there. The challenge we faced was we were supposed to leave about 3 days before. We couldn't because we had issues with our ticketing, and then we had to cut down our numbers. So we had to go with just me as a head coach, just a team manager, a media person, and then a team doctor, and then just 11 players. So we got there and at about 11 a.m. and our game was about 4 hours away, our first game. And so from the experience we had gathered from Nigeria and Ivory Coast and everything we had gone through to get to this point, we just told the guys, look, this is the main thing. This is what we said we've always wanted to be. So it needed to come for something. Let's leave everything there. And then it was good. When we started, we had jitters. But once we settled in, we just knew that we had the talent to match up.
Like that. Having the talent to match up, saying that makes me so proud, because every time I watch other African countries play, I always feel left out. I'm like, wow, like Ghana, I consider Ghana to be a basketball place, but maybe it's only in my head. I watch other countries and like neighboring countries play, and I'm asking myself, when are we ever going to get to this level? So for me, I'm extremely proud of like the Spintex Knights, and I'm saying this because it's not even just about the basketball. I like the way you guys carry yourselves, like the branding of the team, the way it's just impressive. It's just like the kind of stuff we expect to see. So I say big congrats to you guys, even before we even go any further. But talk to me a bit about recruitment before we tie it up. How have you gone about recruiting the best players in the country? Because like I said, you guys are a pretty new team. What has it been like picking out the people you think are elite enough to get you to where you want?
I think when we started, we had most of these guys with us. And all we have done is every season we just identify certain areas that we feel that we are lacking. Okay. And so we go out there and we look and we put out the notice. If you want to join us, this is the package. This is what we are doing. It's beyond just coming to play any way you want, because we don't play anyhow. There's a certain way we need to play. And the standard has never even been Ghana. It's always been, if you watch the NBA, you see how they play. If you watch the Basketball Africa League, you see how they play. So if you want to go to the NBA, if you want to play in the Basketball Africa League, then there's a certain way we have to play. So you have to be willing to buy into that idea. And so that has been one of the things that we've done that has really helped us.
Now, I remember we published a story about Larry Johnson, one of the guys you've recruited into your team. You've spoken about needing extra size and extra scoring to compete in Cote d'Ivoire. Talk to me about that. You brought in Johnson. I think you brought in Hassan. Have you solved your problems? Are you? Would you say you are competition ready now?
We are. Because if you look at Weaver, if you look at Johnson, they are big guys that can spread the floor. And in modern basketball, you need big guys that can shoot the ball from outside. And so looking at the kind of guys that we had going to Tripoli and bringing these guys in, you definitely know that the floor is going to be spaced enough for guys like James Amoto to be able to operate more efficiently. And you can trust that Weaver at a point last year in the NCAA Division 1 was the leader in blocks and can flat out shoot the 3-point shot. So you definitely know that is a lot of help for James. And Johnson has been one tremendous guy down low and even from outside. So we know when we went to Tripoli, we saw that the guys were bullying our big guys. Because when we step out there, our center is about 6'5", and we are facing someone who's about 6'10", 6'7".
Small ball lineup.
and you know, a small ball lineup, the guys are not skilled enough. They can't shoot threes because down here, when you are 6'5" and you step on the court, everyone tells you don't shoot the ball, stay under the basket and just rebound. So those are some of the things that we saw that we had to.
Doc, finally, before you guys go, talk to me about the trip to Cote d'Ivoire, Elite 16. What's 5 days? The 5th to the 10th, I believe. How prepared are you? What are the objectives? What should Ghanaians expect?
The trip to Ivory Coast, I believe we are supposed to leave on the 1st. As a team, we are very much prepared. Physically, spiritually, mentally. Financially, no. We are still struggling in there. So, but we believe that God will see us through. And to compete, our target is to make it to the main bar. And I'm sure when we make it to the main bar, we'll come for you and Coach Nimley.
You should have me there. I want to be there. I want to be there. If I had my own way, I'd be in Cote d'Ivoire. To be honest.
He says financially, have you written to the minister?
Yeah. Have you sought any help?
We actually sent before going to Libya. We sent letters to the ministry for a visa waiver. We didn't get it.
Wow.
We had to pay $150 per person on arrival. We didn't get it.
So you've come back.
Yeah, we've come back. The news is everywhere. Nobody has said, "Oh, you guys, you are welcome."
Let me just advise on this. It is unacceptable for them to pretend as if they've not received any communique from you. But in the heat of the political season, you are to leave on the 1st.
Yeah.
Try and go back there to the ministry.
Yeah, and also
it's just a symbol. So my good brother Tamimu and Co who are there.
These are the things you should be putting your money behind.
These are the things you should be getting the minister to sit up and work. It's not about Keto Kreku, blasters. No,
these people are raising Ghana's flag
in 5 years.
But on the day we actually won our first game, Ghana had lost.
So
put it up.
They were in Libya. The time the Black Stars were losing 2-0 to Sudan.
They were winning.
So I put it up. Ghana basketball.
You were the same country at the time, which is funny. But again, right? If people or corporate Ghana want to donate, where can they find Spintex Knights? Where's the office? Who can they find? Who can they speak to?
Number or something.
We're on socials. Spintex Knights.
Okay.
Yeah, all our details are on social media.
So Spintex Knights, you can find Spintex Knights. Let me. I think your number would. I don't know if you want to put out your number. If you have a Momo number, you guys want to put out.
Oh, my number is 0244 261 937.
Please repeat that again.
0244 261 937.
Yes, sir.
So please, let me get another thing. Is it like Ghana basketball national team? Or
no, it's not the national team. Good. So it's like qualifying for the CAF Champions League.
So go to the minister and try, because Kotoko would have gone there. would have gone there.
And they would have gone to waste our resources.
So you should go there.
Thank you very much. Dr. Eric Opoku-Antwi, founder of Spintex Knights. I think you should spell the name so people are a little more specific.
Spintex, like Spintex Road.
No, I think your name for the moment.
My name?
Yes.
Oh, Eric Opoku-Antwi.
Yes. Oh, Knights. Spintex Knights. Spintex.
Before
Knights. Because the Knights. It's not Anajo.
Who probably think that.
No. I beg you, my people. It is not Anajo. Anafan. How do you say evening in Ghana?
Beke.
Beke.
No, Knights.
As in the
like King Richard the Lion-Hearted Knight.
Medieval England time.
Like
so Knights. So Knights. Spintex, like Spintex Road. Spintex Knights. Not Knights Anajo. No Ni. No.
I'm so weak.
It's Spintex Knights. Knights.
So, coach, I will not come here and leave, as my people will beat me. My people from Accra Church, they have been following you every time.
Okay.
And in our group, every time they are like, Charlie, you score there. Okay. So Accra Church people, I'm with Coach Nimley today.
They say you forgive their message.
I'll give them a proper.
But part of my bucket list too is also to come here and ring the bell.
Okay, so
let me hand you the bell.
He deserves to ring the bell.
I love that.
He deserves to
the iconic bell.
Yes, the Panorama Hall of Fame.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
For the people at Rich, you said what?
Yeah, Accra Church.
Accra Church. Look, we love you people. Whatever we do here, we do for Mother Ghana.
Thank you.
Whatever we do here is for Mother Ghana. I put it out there. Nobody, no politician, no sports person, Keto Kreku and his GFA, none of them can say they've ever influenced any of us here. Because by the grace of God, we eat what we eat. We drink what we drink. Twisco tashi. Kembe no kodenche no mo manu Twisco. Twisco. Kivu be an simple Gary. Gary ni milk yemi sickly yemi nkati yemi kenton wonu mi no into. But it is for Mother Ghana. So we are grateful. They should keep supporting the program, and like I said, whatever we do for Mother Ghana.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
So Doc, just one more final time. The Momo number.
0244-261-937.
Yes, sir.
Ghana, show some love.
Show love to the
deserve-
Spintex Knights. Thank
That's
you
right.
very much, Coach Amedeku and Dr. Eric Opoku, co-founder of Spintex Knights. Guys, appreciate having you guys. When you come back, you should come back here so we can talk some more about
I'm sure when we come back, is this live on?
This is live. It's live on YouTube.
Live on
Yeah.
YouTube.
When we come back here, everybody should be wearing Spintex Knights shirt and cap.
Now go day.
You don't have a problem.
Now go
You don't have a problem.
Now go
Just bring it. We'll
Well,
rep it for you. Thank you guys. I appreciate the love.
All right.
Yep. Show proudly brought to us by Royal Kingdom Estate, Twisco, the #1 chocolate beverage in town. And Kivo, Gary, 4-in-1. But like I said, I like the pepper slogan. After this fufu and pepper soup, I go score goals like they did dash points. Let me take it to the English Premier League. The full desk is here. Nathan Kwao is here. Susu Graham is here. Abeku, Gabi, Yao, all in the background. Guys, welcome to the show.
All right, thank you.
Let's get into it. Let's
just
talk
want
about.
to, just want to shout out the Spintex and some
No,
of us weren't part. You just
no.
have to talk. They are doing big things.
Ale,
in
they are.
the-
See, they are. Man, I don't even know where to begin from.
Considering the lack of funding, it's
I'm
very
telling you, like,
impressive.
and you know, we always talk about how brand outlook is important. Like you're saying, these guys don't even have that much money. You should see how they handle their socials, how they've handled their.
You know, I have a friend who says we should stop investing in football. He doesn't
Look,
want any government money in
it's-
football. We should look at other sports.
It's a very salient
And
call. To be
honestly, when he
honest.
says it, I understand where he's coming from. Because really, we are putting on this money in football.
Nothing.
What's the
we have
return on
blown,
the
we have
investment?
blown over $30 million in how many years? Nothing to show.
Me, I like basketball. though. So if basketball becomes a bigger sport in Ghana, I'm happy.
All
Why
these
not?
people probably need is $100,000 probably to go
100,000?
and do their thing.
More
and
than
probably-
enough. More than enough.
Anyway, let's talk about the Premier League. But before we talk about the Premier League, some funny things have been happening. Like, I need to address those funny things before we go on. Yesterday, Coach's good friend was up to a few things in the the Conference League,
No, it was
Europa League. Eric Ten Hag. Let me just address you, Charlie. What was Eric Ten Hag doing playing Mazraoui as a number 10 yesterday? What was going on?
Maybe he's the best person to explain, but I listened to him. Was it today or
Hey, Haggy.
what he said was that he's a player, he's known. At the end of the day, he was involved in the goal. At the end of the day, the team didn't lose. Look, what most people have forgotten is that Fenerbahce is a very hard place to go. This Man United team is not up there yet. If you go ahead of yourself in life,
You
end up going nowhere.
United haven't won any of their away matches though. FC 20.
We are now coming to sweep the cheap ones and qualify. Who qualify? No, but see,
It's a lot. There's 6 more
It's a
games.
simple- there's 6 more games.
You've played
and
2,
the
right?
6 more game
They played
they have
AZ.
like 4 at home.
They played
So they played AZ, they played
five more games.
Fenerbahce.
5 more
Porto.
games.
Porto.
Played Port.
We've played the 2 most difficult away games. We've played it, and Man United drew from a winning position in all those 2 games. Without a doubt, they qualify unless they look. Unless a miracle, they will qualify.
Coach, so do you think you win it?
No, it is too early to say
But
they will
sometimes
win
you
it.
can see that a team is looking.
It is too early. You see, in tournament football, you can be very rubbish at the beginning, but at some point, when you find your mojo, you go all the way to win it.
Fair game.
Remember when Chelsea won the Champions League the first time?
Oh yeah.
I know they will come at me, but the fact still remains the fact that
They were
there
horrible.
were some games they didn't deserve to win. They were very horrible.
Coach, don't say
The
some
ones
games.
they got to the stage where they
Coach, don't
could
say
see
some
them.
games. Nearly all of them.
That's once they, even in that final against Bayern Munich at the Allianz Arena, Arjen Robbie
Missed the penalty.
missed the penalty.
Yeah.
Look at the chances that Bayern Munich created. But once you get yourself there, then you believe that hey, you have a chance of winning. Then the attitude changes.
Let's talk about European football to begin with today. I'll put the coaches' friends at the back burner. They've been dominating our airspace and nothing has been changed.
I don't mind them.
So we'll put them at the back burner.
Which one of coach's friends?
Oh, he knows.
The
He's good.
arrogant people are there.
There's a Classico this weekend. There's been a lot of chat from Catalonia. Plenty talk. Yap.
Barcelona.
Flip this. Yam out that.
From our chief.
Barcelona.
Talk, ask for talk. Everybody can.
Barcelona.
What's going on here?
Oh no more. Barcelona. Mama enche. You better hallelujah. Ah no more. Jamil Lamar.
Yo.
What about Rafinha? Let's talk about Rafinha.
No, he'll be the icing on the cake.
Before I even
No, but
go
I
to
think
my
Rafinha
English Premier League
look
convo,
Brilliant.
see, let me.
Right, and on Tuesday, Vinicius, you know that
Everyone is warming up. Everyone is warming up.
there are days when teams play out a performance, right, and then you say, yeah. I think if anybody should ask you about Vinicius, right, and they ask you that, give me that one Vinicius game, I think it was Tuesday night. I could be wrong, but personally, I think Tuesday
yes.
night
I would
was a
say
statement
even
Vinicius
also the
performance.
Bayern
Yes,
last
he has
season,
plenty.
there was-
Yeah, man.
He shows up. He shows up.
plenty.
I was really
Even
impressed.
there was a Classico hat trick. Do you remember that? I
The-
think the Spanish Super Cup final.
The
He has-
Borussia Dortmund coach, if I'm
Nuri
Nuri
Sahin.
Sahin.
I will sack him.
Oh,
He's so inexperienced.
Yeah, but that one is.
that's what.
Yeah, but
that's,
this
this
is
is-
experience.
this
Yeah.
is
To
sec-
adult-like behavior.
Oh,
It's true. I was about to say
But they are all
like
buddies.
To adult-like
They are
behavior.
buddies from the same.
they are
Dortmund.
they are Dortmund product.
There you go now. So a lot of
is
similarity.
catching strays because
Of
of
course.
Nuri Sahin's
Because look,
decision.
goodness me, 2-0 at halftime. Not acknowledging that if there's any team in the world capable of coming back from a 2-0,
It is these guys.
it is these guys. So not acknowledging that the guys would have been pierced, wounded. What had they been about this Dortmund team is beating us 2-0 at halftime? It's only an inexperienced manager who wouldn't expect
Some of the
a proper
changes he
risk.
made were.
I couldn't believe that.
But you know,
Yeah.
it's funny because last season the Champions League, I remember I was watching was it the one that Tuchel he brought on Kim Min-jae like the 70th minute. The moment he did that, I said, I know that this game is finished. Because once you sit back and they have Modric and Kroos and whoever trying to kind of put the ball in the box, it's like the goal will come.
Yeah.
Is
Every
he-
single time.
all he needed to do was to manage the game in the first 15 minutes of that second half.
Yeah.
Game over.
Easier said than done.
Oh,
No, but they-
we've seen it. We've seen people do it.
No, but even
An experienced manager with the players they've got.
Pep and Co have thrown away leads to Real Madrid.
No, Pep threw away a lead, not of this margin.
it was one goal.
It was one goal difference.
No, yeah, one
No,
goal.
but in the space of a few minutes, Real Madrid has scored twice and they were on their way out.
That is what I
So,
mean.
so Real Madrid scored in the 60th and 62nd
Yeah.
to tie the game, and from that point it was down.
No,
Yeah,
but
but-
you see, once they scored that first goal, you could see the second.
The
goal
jitters
was coming.
would- yeah.
No, because Roma, and that's the thing. When you notice this about Real Madrid, their comebacks, a lot of the time they score one.
They just need
Within
one.
5,
They just
10
need
minutes,
one.
the second
They
one
just
will
need
come.
one.
Because it's like
I hope and pray that they give Barcelona a 2-0 advantage
No, that won't happen.
on Sunday.
No, talk to me
Where
about
we know coming.
talk to me about something tactically. I saw Barca play a ridiculously high line. Centre backs were almost at the centre circle.
That's what they've been doing all season.
Exactly. How does that play out against
You see,
an Mbappe,
that's
Vinicius,
suicide. That's
Rodrigo
just
type?
before,
Just
just before you go on, it's the best offside trap in Europe because last season the most offside in a game was Aston Villa with 4. You know, Emery's high line is good.
Yeah.
Barca at this point in the season, they are getting 6 offsides per game, so it's working. So don't worry
You see,
about
Chris, I just
don't
wanna-
be scared.
but
It's
you
working.
see, all your opponents are not Mbappe and Vinicius.
Vinicius.
No,
I
I'm
just
just saying,
Chris,
it's working.
I just want to add something to that question. Why is Flick doing so? Is he doing so because of the pace of his backline and the belief in their recovery?
I think it's a combination of both.
Okay.
The young boy at the back, is it Kubasi?
Kubasi.
Kubasi.
The left boy.
Balde.
Koundé himself is very quick. The most experienced player in that back line is the guy, the left-footed
Nico
player.
Martinez.
He's a bit.
Nico Martinez.
He's quite older.
He's quite
He's old,
older.
he's old.
But
He's in his 30s, 31.
so, apart from how quick they are at the back, I think they are doing something that we saw of the Pep Guardiola Barcelona team. Trying to win the ball back in less than 10 seconds. That's what they are doing. And you know what? Look at the way he's using Robert Lewandowski. Lewandowski is not the one committing to the press. When they are to press the ball, it is rather Rafinha who goes ahead of Lewandowski and he triggers. Once he does that, look at Yamin Yamal. Look at Lewandowski himself. He is just blocking the channel through the middle. And then look at the chap on the left-hand side. This Barcelona team is covering the most distance I have seen in recent time of any football team in the world.
The most what?
The most distance. The age of the team is super fantastic. No more. This is how you do a football team. Yes, this is how you do a football team. You don't spend huge money outside.
Who are you talking about? Who are you talking
You
about?
believe in the academy.
Who are you talking about?
I'm talking about several teams.
Okay. I thought you were being specific.
Care to name a few?
Oh, United, that was the Man United DNA and Sir Alex Ferguson. That's why he could build teams upon teams upon teams.
Always regenerate.
This Barcelona team, perfect example. You understand? From the way football is going, from the way the transfer market is being operated of late, if you are a sensible football club, you will believe in your youth. Yes, you do a quick blend with experience. So if you look at the Barcelona team, who are the experienced players there? Lewandowski, to some extent, Rafinha, to some extent, the left-footed defender.
Inigo Martinez.
And then you can look at Koundé
Ter
and
Stegen.
say
Ter Stegen.
he's injured. He's gone for the
Okay,
season.
Chesney is they've added Chesney. as well.
So that is those guys are they are more
So,
like.
so are they beating Real Madrid this weekend?
In fact, I think they'll beat Real Madrid this weekend. Because you see,
I have to say I agree.
Real Madrid are winning games not because they are playing good football. They are overly reliant on individual players to win the game.
This has always been Real Madrid since I started
No.
supporting
No,
them.
but there are times
But I think they
there
are
are
better.
times where
Ben, last season they were
the
much
quality
better
of the
team.
football of Real Madrid has never been in doubt. But throughout this season, apart from some dubious decisions that have gone their way in the Spanish La Liga,
Yeah.
most of the games they are winning, they are coming from a losing position.
And let's be honest,
And-
last season they played a lot better.
By far, the best team in the Spanish La Liga as we speak is Barcelona.
Fair game.
It's Barcelona. So the form with which Barcelona is coming to this game, Real cannot afford to give them any form of advantage.
This is a Classico. Your form does not even matter.
No.
It doesn't.
You and I know that normally in the Classico, when Barcelona is on form, they tend to do the job easily.
Oh, those were the Messi. See, let me tell you something.
No, it's still Barcelona.
Let me explain something to you guys.
After the Messi era, Barcelona they've hardly hit that form. I can boldly say that since the Messi, Suarez, Neymar era,
This is the best.
this
team
is
there.
the best Barcelona team I've seen in terms of form
That's
and in
fair.
terms of a little bit of consistency.
Yeah.
That's fair.
In terms of the
I
quality
also,
of the football, the directness to the end, to whatever they
I
want
also
to do.
say that I also say in a counter argument that they haven't faced a lot of worthy opponents. You are going to mention Bayern, but Bayern are a team under transition. They just
No,
hired
but
Vincent
I
Kompany.
still don't see this Real Madrid team
Yeah.
discipline this Bayern Munich team.
No.
You may beat them, it may be very close, but to take them to the cleaners like the young boys
Oh, you see,
I don't think it will happen.
fair game. But what I'm saying is, let me just address this. You see, Susu says last season they were playing better. If you watch the first 10 games of Real Madrid last season, it was very laborious. They were struggling. They didn't have a striker.
That one is true. It took a while.
They didn't have a striker. They were in settle down mode. And in fact, look, I always say that when you have to watch Real Madrid down the years to actually know what Real Madrid is. Real Madrid, for one, right, have never been a dominant team in games. Real Madrid don't dominate anybody. There will be sequences in games where they will pass the ball well, they will create chances, but they've never been a team to hold on to the ball and pass a team to death for 90 minutes. It never happens in Real Madrid football.
I don't remember the last time. I don't remember.
It doesn't happen.
I don't remember the last time Barcelona threw away a 2-0 lead to Real Madrid.
They won't take a 2-0 lead. There will be no 2-0 lead anyway.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So the first Classico was 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
The Bellingham.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. That
Yeah.
if Real were to repeat whatever they have done so far this season,
Yeah.
By conceding
first and allowing the opponent to play, the game will be over.
But the one thing I've also found, just to conclude the discussion, that I found interesting is how everybody is quick to dismiss Real Madrid's star power. It's almost like, hold on, nobody's even talking about, Real Madrid have Mbappe. It's like Mbappe is some nobody, like some scrap.
The reason why people are not saying that,
we are here.
the reason people are not saying that, we've not seen proper chemistry. It's
Of
more
course,
of
they are
an individual
still
thing. Look,
teaming.
you go to that Real Madrid dressing room, they themselves are aware
Yeah.
that if there's any team capable of beating them,
Look,
it's the boys from
I think.
Catalan.
Look,
they know that for a fact.
they'll
So
give
you
them
may
very
have the
healthy
Vinicius, the Mbappe, one of I think he's the
Rodrigo's.
the Rodrigo's,
Rodrigo
he's
playing this
the
game. Rodrigo
the
is playing. I
Bellingham,
don't think
the
so, is
thing.
he?
What this Barcelona team is doing, especially in the midfield, look, they are so a delight to watch. The manner in which the press, of course, Real Madrid will
come
have
and
the
meet
players
their
to
seniors.
go back. It is at the
It will
Bernabeu.
be
isn't it?
it will be a very
even
interesting game.
beating the press, the way the Real Madrid midfielders are, apart from Modric, how many do you see really having the ability to play in that kind of way?
Look,
Because
I
Tchouaméni,
think-
Camavinga, Valverde,
I think for Real Madrid to
Bellingham,
win,
they are not those type of
I
guys.
think for Real Madrid to win, they have to make it a physical game. If they rely solely on their technical ability, they will be humiliated. I'm not missing words, so viewers, listen to me. It has to be a physical because you cannot allow
But Ben,
Yamin Lamar to feel comfortable and do the things you want
That's
to do.
fair.
No,
I mean,
no, but Ben,
You cannot allow those small boys in the midfield.
Me,
to be
I
very
rate Real
comfortable.
Madrid though. I still think they're one of the best teams in Europe. But
Pedri and Co.
But let's tell them.
Tchouaméni will have to kick him a little bit.
And also their injuries in defense too for Real
Yes.
Madrid.
Cabal, Rudiger, me ame fojeyin.
So right now they are featuring, I think Rudiger and
Militao.
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 Then Vasquez is our right back right now.
And, Mendy.
Charlie Vasquez versus Rafinha. Are you happy with that?
See, it's a Classico. It's at the Bernabeu.
But I think
Come and
Vasquez
watch.
is still-
That's all I have to say.
Quick enough to-
But you see
What-
the way
to stay
Rafinha,
away-
their
what
form
what it
Rafinha
would
is
mean,
is
what it would mean is that Bellingham would have to be pulling wide.
Depends on even the kind of lineup and roles
Yes,
they have. I'm
but
not
I
even
think,
trying
Ben,
to say.
personally, I think that Real Madrid. They don't have. I think Real Madrid's biggest issue has to be in the middle of the park. They still don't. They haven't figured out a way to replace what Kroos gave them with other players.
That
Not because the
control.
other players are not those kinds of
If you
players.
play-
and
they
that's
have-
what I'm
they
saying,
have
they're
Modric, but if you
Modric
play
helps.
Modric, he's a liability defensively.
So it means-
especially
and
So
they-
against
play Modric,
Barcelona.
play Camavinga,
Yes, play-
play
but
But
yeah,
Tchouaméni.
yeah,
the truth is, I
But when
expect.
you play
I
Bellingham,
I
do you have to
expect-
play? Do you have to play him?
Play him as a number 10. Play him up front.
play him Valverde,
I
when you
expect to
play
see.
Valverde.
Between Tchouaméni and Camavinga, one of them would have to
No,
sit.
then
I,
Valverde
honest,
plays.
I have to be honest. I've seen them playing a
Valverde.
4-4-2. So you see the defense being set. Then Valverde on the right, Bellingham on the left, then Camavinga and Tchouaméni in the middle. That's how I see
Or they
them.
will have
But
to
we are
go
talking
with.
about the
They will
coup.
have to go with Modric and
having
one
a-
of
a
Camavinga.
I don't,
and Tchouaméni.
I
And then-
don't see him bringing. You know, Ancelotti likes to manage the game, so
Yeah,
maybe
he'll
we
come off the
stay
bench.
in the game until the 60th,
And then-
70th minute,
And then one more
and
thing.
then
That's
we
when
bring
the danger
Modric to
is.
win us the
One
game.
more thing. Mbappe, Vinicius will have to press the ball properly. Look, that Barcelona backline,
Can play the ball.
they can play, especially the young boy, the Kubasi boy. He can pick the ball. If you don't put pressure on him,
The passes you
he
find.
will drive the ball.
Which
He
means
will-
that if he's breaking that first line
Line.
of the press,
Big
he
problem.
takes two out already, and
and he will. You see, he's a proper La Masia boy. Is that the way we call the academy?
Yeah, La Masia.
He's a proper La Masia product, and he does so many amazing things
He's a good
for
player.
his age.
Yeah.
Ben, let me ask you this: Carl, would you be happy if, for example, Real Madrid played on the back foot and played on the break?
Yes.
You know, Madrid fans, they don't care.
Real
As long as
Madrid,
they win.
Real Madrid. First of all, I don't know about what would make me happy. All I know is that Real Madrid wouldn't play on the back foot. All I know is that everything Barcelona has been doing this season won't count when they come to the Bernabeu. I'm just telling you, just in case you know.
I'm just asking.
I'm just saying that, look, Real Madrid will not concede possession to Barca and park the bus. This Barca team is not a team that you need to respect to park. Lamine Yamal and Firmino and Lewandowski.
Lamine Yamal is a European Cup winner.
That's where the danger is.
I'm playing against.
See, that's where the danger is.
They are playing against Upamecano and Kim Min. Those guys are not good.
In the he was on the floor.
Forget it. See, you are playing Upamecano. They are not good. They are not good. You are playing Sevilla 2 weeks ago. Those guys, they are not good.
They beat
Valencia. Those guys, they are not good.
Lamine Yamal scored his best goal of the tournament.
Different coach, different system, different supporting cast.
How do you call it?
Different
Camavinga against all of them in the French.
Different coach, different supporting cast.
It's true that Real Madrid don't have
different supporting cast.
The deep line playmaker.
Real Madrid are going to have 35% possession.
Let's do a prediction around the table and then go on to Premier League. Let me hold people to what they are saying over here.
I've agreed with coach. I think Barca will win.
Score. Give me a score.
Barca win 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah, I'm about 2-1, 3-1. That's how I feel.
Yeah.
2-0 win for Barca because
Nathan?
at the end of the day, what they have to do? They just have to force the central defenders to be the one hitting the long balls to Mbappe and Vinicius. And you trust Militao to consistently deliver that? Rudiger can do it.
And
but
let's not forget the La Liga
because
unbeaten record is on the line.
Also on the line.
Remember, Barca have the record of 43.
Yeah.
Madrid are on 42. So the Barca people have extra, like they said, no, this record we can't let it go. There's all these subtext going on. It's not that I don't disagree with the points you're making. I just feel that this Real Madrid team is not yet cooked. This Classico is a bit early. If this Classico had come a month or two later, what you are saying will be more relevant because there'll be a bit more chemistry. You know that, okay, they can rely on their star power. So I feel like right now, their star power is there, but they are still struggling a bit more.
I mean, there's
some games that, look, this season they've drawn 3 games already. Is in 9 or something. They've drawn like 3 games or something like that. And a lot of those games they've drawn,
they should have lost to Celta Vigo.
They could have lost.
Would have.
There are games they could have easily lost. And last season they would have easily won. And that's the issue for me. Barca they've hit their stride already. Whether they can keep it up to the end of the season is another debate.
That is the
because
problem.
we all know that Real Madrid are going to grow into the season. We know that Real Madrid, February, March, when the Champions League knockouts come, then we'll see them. They'll start getting to their stride. Things will start working.
I think by that time, the chemistry between Mbappe and Vini will really, it will come together.
One thing that is they'll have to do to get that chemistry to be together is to work for the team.
That is
they don't
true.
press very well. When this man is pressing, this man is there doing that.
That's
very bad.
That's definitely on Ancelotti. He doesn't care too much about the pressing. That one is on him. That one we know
Against
because he's not.
Anyway, I think we take a prediction. I say
2-2.
I say 3-1 Real Madrid. I will come here next week with meat pie from the Shell at Cathedral. I'll have drinks with it. If you want Kivo, I will provide hot water with it. Just make sure you are here.
I don't like meat pie. If we are doing humble something, I want humble shortbread.
Don't worry. Anything you want, I go sort you out.
This guy, you have a sweet tooth,
Croissant, Philly cheesesteak. Anything you want, I go sort you out.
If I'm going to be humble, let me enjoy the humility.
Let me read some messages. Balak from Dansoma says, after coming home from the day's grind to meet Dumso, I headed straight to the beach. And I'm sitting here pretty relaxed, enjoying the breeze with my AirPods firmly in my ears, listening to Panorama. The end to my day couldn't be better. No, Balak, you are the real MVP. Hard guy. Zylex Dwayne in London says, Barca and Liverpool will win their matches this weekend. Lambert in Dodowa says, good evening, Ben and team. Some of us don't know basketball inside, but we are live. Coach, more fire. We day your back. But what I want the GFA to know is, no wise cat will eat a pregnant mouse. A word to a wise.
But what is the meaning of it?
It's a true statement.
I mean, that one sounds like 2 for 1, but I'm not a wise cat.
I don't even know about wise cats and pregnant mice and all of that. This one here is from Charlie. This year I don't like it. As an investor, I can't count the number of times Dortmund has cost me cash playing away. Serious, Jay Ben. Is it in his birthday registry? Is it at the birthday?
Oh, me no.
What is the meaning of this, namely? Anyway, Charlie, but if you are an investor and you still invest in Dortmund, I don't know what to tell you. Like I don't even know what to tell you.
Dortmund.
See, there are some teams.
Before the
best
international
way to
break,
bet on them
before the international break,
Yeah.
there was
Those
the Champions
teams to
League
score.
round of games.
Yeah.
Then one of the guys, he invested, and he included Dortmund's game. I think it was against Celtic in 3 of his
Boys,
slips.
boys didn't
And-
listen.
Yeah, and he went for under 4.5 first half. At the end of the first half, Dortmund were leading Celtic 5-1.
Charlie, you can't do like you can never win with them. I don't even. I blacklisted them like years ago. Like
to score,
years.
you win.
Yeah.
Both to score.
I'm a bit serious.
What you should do is that you know that Dortmund will concede a goal.
So you both.
They
So-
don't
So
keep, they don't
factor
keep a
that-
clean sheet.
So that's where you should.
They don't keep a
Thank
clean
you,
sheet.
Austin from
No, so you're
Asylum.
talking about the team that had to win Bundesliga on the last
They,
day.
and they found a way to bottle it.
Cheap game at home.
Somebody says
Bellingham
Tottenham Hotspur is English. Dortmund is German for Tottenham.
No,
I don't even know.
I mean,
what
just
it is.
a quick,
Yeah.
a quick side note. I heard when Bellingham agreed
Yeah.
to go to Real
Real
Madrid,
Madrid.
right? His teammates
Yeah,
were
they were happy because they
excited.
have that.
So
You remember that story?
his teammate, because he said this
too
19-year-old
demanding.
English guy every time asking us, "Hey, pass the ball. Hey, do this, do
Take
this."
responsibility,
Take
do this.
They said they didn't want
That's
it.
why they are there. Austin from Asama says, please tell Susu, Real Madrid isn't one of the best clubs in Europe. They are the best club in Europe. Respect the White Army.
Semantics to your own.
I shock. I know you know
The
what
White
this is.
Army.
Ted Nate Lampard inside Committee 7 Coca-Cola Park says, tell Coach Chris the players Otto couldn't use are being used by proper coaches and 4 of them scored. He must be fired. Greetings to Dula Ofori and Efo Wisdom. Nitojo from Temanu Town says Liverpool getting all points against Arsenal this weekend will never walk alone. Sir Raphael watching live at Adan. And Liverpool going to do miracles at the Emirates this Sunday. Sending more messages. This Sunday we are on the road again. Starbite East Legon is where we'll be from 1 p.m. So join us. First game is Chelsea Newcastle, and then a big one is Arsenal Liverpool. Let me start the discussion from there. Arsenal versus Liverpool. Arsenal, like I said, are in a bit of a mini crisis. So missing quite a number of players. I think Arteta provided an update on Saka today.
He said Saka and a few others
He
were.
said they are not sure, but he hopes they will play.
These are mind games. He wants to bring
Yeah.
he wants to spring Saka as a game day decision. Anyway, the lowdown as far as what we know for a fact is that Saliba is out with the suspension. Calafiori is out with an injury.
No, Calafiori, what I read is that he'll be out for a few weeks. So that one.
So he's out.
Yeah.
So Bukayo Saka is a doubt. Odegaard is out.
Okay.
And
so
then I think
Timber
Timber is a
Arteta,
doubt.
yes, so Arteta says, this is from the Athletic.
Okay.
He says Calafiori, Saka, Timber are, quote, very, very uncertain for Liverpool. I don't know what you want to make of that.
Calafiori, Saka,
yeah,
Timber.
Calafiori, what I read from another source is that he has a ligament something, so maybe a sprain or a strain.
Say he felt something.
Yeah, so they
I-
are saying, you know, ligaments. It
can
takes
be a little tricky.
a few weeks.
Let's
but
start the
it's
discussion
not
off.
It's not torn,
not
thankfully.
torn,
yeah.
But it's just stretched out.
Let's start the discussion off from a defensive standpoint. I made a point on the breakfast show today when I was going through my notes that Arsenal are a 75% win team with Saliba and a 45% win team without him.
Yeah.
Big difference. Nathan,
It does. It does.
how does that one absentee affect their game and their approach to this encounter?
First of all, I think you have to look at the numbers and the vast drop off when Saliba is absent. And so Arteta will have to find a way of making up that shortfall. Now, what are they losing? They are losing a player who's quick on the turn, quick to recover, and calm enough to read the situation and not make a mistake. And the mistake that Saliba made last week was a very uncharacteristic mistake. I was quite surprised he got spooked by
Just
I think he panicked.
Expected.
Yes, and I think in seeing that the player had appeared on his wrong side, he tried to resolve the situation, overcompensated, got himself sent off. What Arsenal will need and what Arteta must get that back line to do is not repeat such a mistake of panicking and trying to make rash decisions, because what Liverpool will throw at them, I think they will throw Darwin Nunez at that back line to be a pest and to be a
Jota
nuisance.
is out, so Nunez
clearly
possibly
will be
starts.
Nunez. So Arteta will have to prepare for an afternoon where Darwin Nunez is running channels, dragging players out of position, and just being a very difficult person to handle on the day. He may or may not score, but he will be there to disrupt that back line. And so he needs to find somebody to partner Gabriel. It means that now Gabriel he has to lead the defense now, and now guide somebody else, in terms of keeping calm, staying, cool, keeping a cool head and handling the challenge. And I wonder if the high line and all, Gabriel will really have to step up on Sunday. I think he's created a lovely partnership with Saliba, and Sunday will test his ability to lead that back line. Do I think he's capable? I think he's very capable. I think he's a very solid defender, but he will need somebody to provide the calmness to his rough approach. And I think that's Arteta's headache. He has to figure it out, because there's no Calafiori to say that, I'm putting him next to Gabriel and then I push Timber out wide.
I'm sure they'll remember he and Ben White played together
Yeah.
for
Okay.
a while.
So it means that
I believe
They have Kivio on the mix as well.
I believe the most.
Kivio is left-footed.
So
I'm sure.
I think
I'm
he's
sure,
left-footed.
I think
I'm
I'm
sure
sure the
the
most
White.
logical decision is to put Ben White and Gabriel back together,
Yes.
because when they played together, they went back.
Yes. So I think that's a decision to create that balance. Ben White on the right, Gabriel on the left. The rest of the back line almost picks itself. So for me, I believe that's where Arsenal will have to be very, very, very careful. The other thing I wonder...
Just before Nathan goes, I also want to say that the Saliba issue, part of the win rate issue, was their replacements. So if you remember, when Saliba got injured the first time, who came in? Rob Holding. Rob Holding has since gone to Crystal Palace. I don't think Rob Holding has played 5 games for Crystal Palace since
Clearly
he went.
there's a quality
so he's
issue.
not. He must not be, because if Crystal Palace are not even playing him, how did Arsenal think they could win the title with him as centre back? So just to give context, the Rob Holding replacement is very problematic.
I believe they've got better upgrades in terms of their replacements and the bodies. The other thing I wonder, maybe Chris can help us, is Arsenal's mindset towards this game. Now, I would not have been worried, but I heard Paul Merson say something during the week that if Arsenal lose this game, it's almost curtains. And after I heard it, I kept asking myself, okay,
That's premature, I think.
I understand, but how does Arteta see it? Does he think of it this way? Because assuming Arsenal loses, that's what, if you can work them, is that
So
a 7-point gap?
Yeah, 7 points behind the league leaders.
Because
they're already 4 points behind Liverpool.
so if you lose, that's already 7. Do you want to give City and Liverpool this gap and try to catch them up? It may be early. Do you want to do that? Do you want to stay in the game, get a point, and hope things swing your way in the next few weeks? It's just the mindset I think of how Arsenal will approach the game, because it is an important game.
Yeah.
It is a very important game, not only for the points, but you see, you need these games to make certain statements, to remind your own self of how far you've come and what the potential is in terms of crossing the hump and doing big things in the league. So the mindset, where Arsenal's mind will be, is what I keep thinking about. Would they want to go after this game so much so that they could be vulnerable? Would they want to stay in this game for as long as possible, get something, run away with it, and be happy? Where's their mind? What are they thinking of? How are they approaching this game? And I think it's the biggest thing Arteta would have to figure out with all these injuries, last week's loss, the potential of a gap opening up. But we've seen Arsenal turn up and play on days like this. And let's hope they can find a performance.
In fact, Liverpool have struggled against
Arsenal
in recent
Arsenal
times.
beat them last season.
They don't have a win against Arsenal in the last 4 games.
So that's something Arsenal can look at. They'll have to master everything possible and then go to that game and win. The final thing I will say, then they also need to look at the discipline. Arsenal's red card count since December 2019.
3 red cards before match day 10. I think that's all you need to know.
I believe since Arteta
And last
took over,
season,
they
they didn't play
cards.
a single game with 10 men. Last season, they didn't have a single red card in the league where they had to play 10 men.
So it's something they also need to think about very critically. And that mixing all of this in, and then you layer this on top of it.
Last time
how
I
to
checked,
stay disciplined.
before the Liverpool game, Liverpool's opponents had got the most yellow cards of any team. So basically, when people play them, they get a lot of bookings. So
and Liverpool have the
like
second highest expected goal XG, I think, and then they are the stingiest defense in the league.
and stingiest XG as well.
But I'm saying Arsenal will need to find something from somewhere. The occasion should remind them again of how far they've come as a team and what they want to achieve, because the general consensus before the start of the season was that this was going to be it. The season where they finally take down the empire, win the league after 20 odd years, and everything is fine. And they will have to try and find that inspiration on Sunday and play against a very tough Liverpool side.
Let me take your thoughts on this. I'll come to you for a few numbers I want you to make sense of for me. But what are you looking at? Matchups, coaching matchups, ambience of the stadium.
Oh, yeah.
What's your musings as far as this game is concerned?
The Emirates will definitely be pumped for this one. Looking at what Nathan said, that they've been closed for the past 2 seasons, and they believe that this is the year where they finally break through.
It was 3-1 at the Emirates the last time.
Yeah, and get past Manchester City and finally end that title drought. So yeah, the Emirates will be pumped, and especially knowing very well that the guys are a little bit down, looking at how things have turned out in recent weeks. But the midweek Champions League matchup gave a little bit of what we are to expect from the Emirates. They will be turned up. But I'm looking at the Arsenal backline, the shuffling that will go on because of the absence of William Saliba and the injuries that they have to Jurgen Timber, Tomiyasu and company. And I look at that backline, it's very likely Thomas Partey will sit in as right back because they don't have any
credible
replacements or options.
Ben White?
No, Ben White will have to move
to centre back.
Then he will partner Gabriel Magalhaes, and Jacob Kiwior, because he's left-footed, will move
left
to
back.
left back.
Kiwior versus Salah sounds scary.
Yeah, but do you want him against Zinchenko?
Partey,